I refused to deal with my husband's weird family drama after his mom tried to use me to fix his teenage brother. So my husband Mark has this 17-year-old half-brother named Connor. They share the same mom but have different dads, and Mark has always been weird about it. He's super close with his two full brothers, but treats Connor like some random kid who just happens to exist. A few months ago, my mother-in-law called asking if Connor could hang out at our house after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Apparently, Connor shares a car with his half-sister from his dad's side, and she needs it those days for cheerleading practice. Our house is only a 15-minute walk from the high school, so it made sense. Mark was hesitant because he barely knows Connor, but I convinced him to say yes. I figured it would be nice for them to actually bond for once. So Connor started coming over in August when school started. Honestly, I really liked the kid. He's kind of nerdy and awkward, but super sweet. He's into video games and anime and all that stuff Mark has zero interest in. At first, Connor was really shy, but after a few weeks, he opened up and would talk my ear off about whatever new game he was playing. I could tell he was trying so hard to find something in common with Mark. He'd ask about Mark's job or try to talk about sports, but Mark would just give one-word answers and go back to watching TV. It was kind of sad to watch. Then 2 weeks ago, my mother-in-law called me separately. She asked how things were going with Connor, and I said we were having a good time. That's when she told me Connor had mentioned to her that he felt like Mark didn't like him. My heart broke. She asked if I could talk to Mark about being nicer to his little brother. So I brought it up that night, and Mark completely lost it on me. He started accusing Connor of having a crush on me. Like what? I was so confused. I told him that was insane, and that Connor was just a kid who wanted to connect with his older brother. But Mark wouldn't hear it. He kept saying he saw the way Connor looked at me and how he only talked to me and ignored him. The next Tuesday, Mark was so awful to Connor I couldn't believe it. He was making these snide comments about Connor's clothes and calling him weird for liking anime. They actually got into a full argument, with my 28-year-old husband yelling at a teenager. Connor grabbed his backpack and stormed out, and I had to call my mother-in-law to warn her he was walking home upset. When she answered, she didn't even sound surprised. That's when she admitted the whole thing was basically a setup. She said she'd been hoping Mark would rub off on Connor a little bit because she thought Connor was too weird and wasn't fitting in at school. She wanted Mark to toughen him up or whatever. I was done, like completely checked out. I told her this whole situation was manipulative and I wanted no part of it anymore. But somehow I became the bad guy in all of this. Mark is mad at me for getting involved in the first place. My mother-in-law is mad at me for letting them argue and not fixing it. And Connor won't respond to my texts, probably because he thinks I was in on the whole plan to change him. Last night, Mark's mom called me crying, saying I ruined her plan to help Connor become more normal. She kept saying she just wanted him to make friends and stop being so weird. I hung up on her. Now Mark is sleeping in the guest room because I told him his entire family is messed up and he needs to apologize to a kid who just wanted his brother to like him. His mom is texting me articles about how teenage boys need strong male role models. And Connor blocked me on Instagram. All because I said yes to a kid hanging out at our house twice a week.